Well, hello guys, welcome back. Sorry if I sound like a little bit throaty. This is gonna be Loki, Pinterest, hard work, and a couple other things. So happy Vlogmas, happy Loki miss. Strap yourself in, let me make sure I'm actually recording my voice here. Yeah, good. Okay, so what am I talking about? Let me move the camera over, I'm sorry. I had to move it down to record Springtrap for the other channel. This is Springtrap for those of you who don't know, and he saved the other channel. Mwah, he did. I was on Pinterest, and I was absolutely disgusted with the other channel, because I'm doing my favorite pastime, aligning to Loki. And he says to me, via pin, basically about shutting up and working harder. Because I had been trying some video editing equipment. Couldn't figure out how to do it. And threw it out. And I tried looking for a voice changer, couldn't find it. And I'd given up because I'm like, his channel's dead, there's nothing to do. And Loki's like, basically, shut the floof up, work harder. And so I went back in and I got the video editor, and I mean, it's like, you can tell I ran the video through an editor, okay? But, you know, it's free, so I can afford. And I found a voice changer, a lot of voice changer apps on Windows Store. Who knew, right? You look for voice changer, you don't look for voice editor. And the first one I did the treatment for was Springtrap. And people were like, holy cow! And I did it with the Scarecrow, and I was like trying to make it look like the end of like a little movie series over there. And then I decided to record, because my intro for the other channel is over a year old, I decided to record Springtrap and Chica, and I did their voices, and there's like maybe 12 selections of voices. Now, I still have to work hard. In fact, I'm working harder than I did before. When I used to do the voice, I'd do the voice for Springtrap. Okay, I have to take a still of Springtrap and do the voice in the voice recorder, transfer out the voice recording after, you know, I've run it through and it processes. Go into my video editor, bring in the photo, set the photo for however long the recording is, run it so that I know that the recorder didn't just eat everything, process that, upload it, then watch it for quality and make sure it doesn't sound like on YouTube, which YouTube has done. YouTube has just garbled my audio sometimes, and I'm like, oh. So, I am working a lot harder, but it's already paying off. People are like, those voices are great! Because I was always working really hard. Like, there are a lot of people that do voice acting on, especially for FNAF. But usually there's a couple people on their channel, or if there's one main voice actor, they have like top of the line voice equipment, and they have one or two people that come in from time to time. Like if it's a male actor, they have female people come in and do the female voices, such forth and such not. I'm one person with no voice acting talent doing it all my own. Which is a nightmare, because it's an uphill battle, because there are voice acting lessons and stuff. I do watch stuff on YouTube, but it's like, you know, it's an uphill nightmare, and you're always compared to like people that have like a staff, like there's one family, like it's like a family, think of like 8 people that does it, or people that have professional studio. You do get compared. So there is that, and it was good to find, and it was a blessing. I know you guys probably get tired of hearing shop talk, but it is important. With video games, it's so extremely competitive anymore, and the voice actor for Hand Unit and Tape Guy, Sing Guy, he said, you know, he noticed that within hours, all the secrets had been found. Most of them. And that's how it is in video games. It used to be, you know, you got your video game and you played it all weekend, and we didn't have the internet. I know, it's scary. And you didn't find half the stuff out, and you know, now it's like within hours, somebody already did data mining, or they did, that's when they go in, they crack some super secret stuff. Or they got like me and figured, well, I suck at this game, so I'm at least gonna go in and like tinker under the hood a little bit. And this time Scott didn't do anything to penalize us. I did screw up the game so bad that I had to download another copy, but I don't think he cares at this point. And when I do that, by the way, I tell people, I'm like, whoa, look who found the save file! How'd I make $1 million? Man, I'm a good pizza tycoon. Anyhow, Loki will push us to do the extra hard work. I had gotten down the video recorder, and after I was done going do and having fun, when it came time to save, I couldn't figure out how to do it. Couldn't figure out how to do it, so I got angry. So I downloaded another one, and that one was easier to use, but it was real crappy. Didn't like the effects. So I got rid of that one. And I was like doing this in a cycle a couple times. I download it, play with it, throw it out, and this is all today. Finally, look, he's like, you have to work harder. And you know, none of us want to hear that when we feel like we're already giving it our all. We're like, I can't do anymore. And I could do more. I could buckle down and look at that thing until I figured it out. And once I figured out how to do that, and how to legitimately record it so that one day YouTube's lawyers don't come have a nice talk with me. Once I figured out how to do that, I then got down the voice recorder and I figured out how to do that. And it is more work. It isn't just me, you know, pointing a camera at Toy Bonnie and just doing Toy Bonnie's voice anymore. I have to do the recording while looking at him, visualize him in front of the camera, do his thing, and then, you know, go through the whole process I told you about. So it's a lot more work, but people are already responding to it. Now, I know how fast people get bored of things. It might only last a week. People might be like, well, that was great for like a week, but don't you have something else now? So Loki can lead us to new possibilities. It doesn't mean that this will make me instant success, but it doesn't mean it was, you know, all for nothing either. A lot of the stuff I do, I think adults would appreciate it a little more, only because it's so terribly cheesy, like Springtrap leaning in towards the camera. You just have to imagine this being the Scarecrow, and he's like up like this, and he's leaning towards the camera, and I did his voice, and as soon as I put Springtrap's voice through, you know, I was trying to get all the effects. As soon as I found his voice, I like almost had a heart attack, because I'm listening to this voice, and even though it's like a real crummy looking Scarecrow, I'm looking at this Scarecrow and I'm thinking of this voice coming out of this thing, and I'm thinking I couldn't run fast enough if he ever stood up and he talked like that. So I actually scared myself, and I could do Bonnie at some point, but Bonnie already scares me already, the Scarecrow. He does. I'm afraid of Bonnie. So Bonnie may never get done. I've already got the Bonnie voice. I imagine him being really deep and really moody. I've seen Freddy said to have a deep voice, but like he's always kind of like the good guy. So I'm gonna have to work on their voices. I still have to be able to do the bass voice. This equipment is just to amplify it and change it a little more. Unless I wake up tomorrow with appendages I didn't have, I'm never going to be able to, you know, get my voice down enough to do him. And when I was doing Funtime Freddy, I was shrieking and blowing out the mic, and now I'll still do the same voice, but I can dial it back a little bit and see what the equipment can do, because there's no way anyone else can do Kellen's rendition of Funtime Freddy, because if you haven't heard his voice, it's like nails on chalkboard. I love his voice. It pleases me, but I'm well aware his voice is like nails on a chalkboard. It's like like that. And if you try to do that for a long period of time, you're like so like right now my voice, I didn't tear my vocal cords up because I wasn't quite pitching as deep as I usually do, because the machine does make up for some. But you still have to experiment, play around with it. And as I said, Loki will lead us to that. And a lot of times his solutions are an awful lot more work than we thought we could do. People think, you know, watching, they think like a YouTube video, oh, I could do that. That's easy. You put on a mic and you act silly. Well, there's usually a lot more to it. Like I've told the people on the other channel, sometimes 15 takes get thrown out. It's not that I can't play, it's that I cursed, and it's not a game where it would be appropriate for me to curse, so I'll want the recording. And, you know, I just made the new intro for that channel. And I told people, you know, if it's teen or adult, you know, I think you know what those words mean, so teen or mature rather. So, you know, proceed accordingly. And I might even implement that over here. That way, if I'm having one of those days where I'm channeling Ed Anger, remember him, Road for the Sun? If I'm channeling him and screaming at the top of my lungs and cussing like a pirate, then I can just put a teen or mature label on it accordingly. So yeah, it was fun, and Loki is very satisfied, and he was like, try it for my channel, try it for my channel, and we were trying it, and we were just cracking up, because I couldn't think of a single thing to do for this channel, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm Loki. That's borderline creepy. We tried it for giggles, and we were just laughing hysterically, because we couldn't figure out what kind of voice to give him, like a deep, booming God voice, or you know, that voice I do for him when he wants something sounds a little vaguely like Joe Azu, so trust me. He's gonna get me for that. If you've never seen other video, you know why. But yeah, and you know, it's kind of fun. If I would ever take off, and I don't know why I'm telling you this, but if I would ever take off on the other channel and make it big, I mean, make it really big, I think I would miss... No, I think I would miss doing everything and being ingenious and working without money, finding the free apps, because that's going to give it distinctive sound that if, you know, say I got picked up by a studio at some point, I wouldn't, but say I did, it'll give me a distinctive sound I wouldn't have in a studio. Now, I am promising, and I'm serious, at some point, I plan to pick up a better mic, especially with doing this voice work, and try to record for you guys that way, which means I won't have these cannons on, because these work while I'm gaming, but you know, when it comes to doing voice work, this gets in the way. I can't do Toy Freddy's, not Toy Freddy, Funtime Freddy's voice with this on, because I blow out the mic. But that would be a purchase that would benefit you guys too, because then I won't pop the mic. I have a tendency to get excited and shriek, and I hit those notes that this microphone doesn't like. And this is a fairly decent microphone. It is. It's like a fairly decent microphone. It's a fairly decent, you know, pair of head cannons for gaming. So, some point I will try to get equipment. I'm worried that if I go out and I buy a microphone right now and just throw money at it, I'm not going to get anything good. I've seen people show stuff that they say is decent for starting out in YouTube. But again, it's like one of those things that historically, anytime I've put the money into something, that's when like the bomb drops out of the channel. So I'm going to kind of like let it be kismet that if I'm ever in a store and I see a microphone and, you know, it's had good ratings or something, because you know Walmart sells everything. They sell recording equipment too. Maybe go with one of those, and if it would take off, go from there. But you know, right now the voice quality I have and everything, it is dependent on the microphone. If I would switch back to my old set, which was like ultra light and ultra thin and everything, and I love that microphone, that was actually my favorite, that was my Logitech, it started to go crazy, and that broke my heart, because that was my favorite microphone. I thought my voice sounded better on that one, but you know, you don't know until you plug it in and you try. And then there's the limitations of like the free movie editors and everything I use, because, you know, you don't want to go sink in like 5 times what you make in a year into really good editing equipment. I know that is a lot of shop talk, but I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that, about Loki, about, Pinterest. So, it kind of has to do with getting signs, about, how we usually end up working hard. I know there's some Lokeans out there like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't think I want to work hard. I never wanted to work hard either. I thought I'd just make cute faces at Loki and he'd give me everything. That has never worked out in my favor. So yeah, and if you guys, something to remember, if you ever feel yourself grinding away and you look at other people and you feel kind of jealous because you think, oh, they must have everything. Loki must just hand it to them. A lot of people are good at putting up fronts, and it's easy to assume that people have a lot more than they do. Like, my friend has a business, people think she's rich, and she's ready to go out of business, she's ready to go bankrupt, because I'm like #1 customer and I only shop up here like maybe once a week. So if that is your best customer, the deck's stacked against her. She's selling wine and deli goods in a town that's like a Wild West town. I mean, there are literally bars from one end of town to the other. So she's got the deck stacked against her. Sorry, wore out my voice a little bit. But hopefully hopefully this finds you well, and just some food for thought. So, if you feel like you're going through a lot now and you feel like Loki's pushing you to work extra hard, and it seems like he never does it to anyone else, trust me, he does it to me all the time. I am losing my voice. It's getting like so scratchy in there, but happy holidays, guys. Just kind of want to make you something. I'm just like excited that at least he's given me this opportunity. It doesn't guarantee success, but at least it's an opportunity given. So Loki does take care of us. Sometimes we just, we have to do a lot of hard work to get there. So if you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to get off because my voice is totally shot at this point. I shouldn't have been doing as much as I did, but I was really excited to have the new equipment. So I will see you guys later. Bye bye.